I achieved everything that liberal feminism promised, and I've never been more miserable. Liberal feminism did not just change laws. It changed the way an entire generation was raised to think about success. I grew up during the era of girl power messaging, which told us that the only path to fulfillment and independence was through career achievement.
This is what I need to become to be serious.
What? Practically deformed?
No. I'm a student.
And the cultural programming was everywhere, from educational counselors, just steering girls towards competitive careers, to corporate diversity initiatives that pressured women to lean in Social Security benefits tied to individual earnings rather than family contributions, tax policies that penalize single-income families while subsidizing dual-income households. By the time I graduated from college in 2015, the message was extremely clear. A successful woman climbs corporate ladders, earns her own money, and never, ever depends on anyone else. And it wasn't just like a cultural suggestion, like, oh, this is fun. It became an economic necessity, and they just kind of disguised it as empowerment. But there was no other option. Like, what else are you going to do? I'm a perfect case study for liberal feminism. I followed the playbook to a T. I got good grades in school, earned a bachelor's degree, entered the workforce the day after I graduated college, working for one of the biggest companies in the world. And I was thrilled, despite getting paid only $500 per week, pre-tax, which was not enough to even cover my gas for commuting, just like I was programmed to do.
Mom?
Rory, I got a job.
What? Where?
At the Stanford Gazette. It pays less than we'll spend on gas to get there, but it's a job, a writing job.
Yes.
Going back to you. I just have to find some place to live, but who cares? I'll figure it out.
And this is what you want?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How?
I fully embraced the whole boss babe hustle culture, grinding away, making more money than my boyfriend, but far less than my peers. And despite summiting my position, I received multiple pay disparity wage increases. And these weren't just like raises, these were audit-based corrections received outside of review cycles. And they made that very clear to me. This is not based on your current performance. This is just what you are owed. And no, I did not get back pay, which really demonstrates systemic undervaluation rather than normal compensation adjustments. My experience demonstrates how corporate feminism creates the illusion of progress while maintaining the exploitative structures. I was underpaid multiple times despite promotions. That's not just like individual workplace failures. That is a systemic problem. Companies are benefiting from women overachieving, trying to prove themselves, while they extract maximum labor. The lean-in messaging puts the burden on individual women to navigate these systems that are designed to exploit them.
Didn't have a choice, okay? Miranda asked me and I couldn't say no.
I know. That's your answer for everything lately. I didn't have a choice. Like this job was forced on you. Like you don't make these decisions yourself.
You're mad because I work late all the time and because I missed your birthday party, and I'm sorry.
I pushed myself so hard to achieve the feminist dream. And during my crusade for success, I abandoned most of my previous friendships. I kind of neglected my health. And ultimately, once I left, I realized that I had given all my best years and all my energy to this company that viewed me as replaceable. They didn't care about me really at all. Like that, it has taken me about 2 years to finally feel like I'm like finding my footing again. And a really huge part of that discovery process has been embracing activities that feminism has labeled as oppressive. Things like baking sourdough or quilting, and especially raising chickens. And the thing that I've found really valuable about these feminist taboo activities is that they provide really measurable outcomes and genuine skill development. Where on the other hand, corporate culture offers these like abstract achievements that are tied to someone else's profit margins. I left the corporate office with basically no domestic skills because I had outsourced everything while I was trying to climb the ladder. I would pour all of my time and energy into work. So when I left, I could project manage in an office setting. But when it came to tangible domestic skills, I was like essentially a toddler. And my choice to embrace these more traditional roles is not nostalgia, but instead it's a result of recognizing that productive work creates different psychological rewards than performative work. Culture taught us to chase the promise of a raise and a fancy vacation to post on Instagram rather than invest time in learning and developing tangible skills that can actually lead to more fulfilling, deep satisfaction. And honestly, I'm starting to think that this is not just like by chance. Since January 2025, 212,000 women over the age of 20 have left the workforce. And while I know there are nuances to every situation, we have undoubtedly witnessed a cultural shift of women recognizing that corporate empowerment doesn't necessarily lead to fulfillment, leading to more women making conscious choices about where they want to put their labor and their energy. While some attribute this to return to office mandates, that kind of inadvertently proves my point. When given the choice between corporate office and home life, hundreds of thousands of women chose home, or at least something else. Now enter the tradwife trend. This is a wave of social media influencers who are glamorizing the lifestyle of the traditional housewife.
Job. I don't want to be a corporate girly. I don't want to climb the ladder. I don't want to be a boss babe. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to be the breadwinner. I do not want to do that. You know what I want to do? I want to be home. I want to be cooking in the kitchen. I want to be cleaning. I want to be shopping. I want to be making brownies. I want to be cooking dinner, making homemade meals every night, almost every night. I want to do all the things.
The tradwife movement has received a lot of criticism, just basically saying that these women are romanticizing the past in a dangerous way. But I think it might be less about nostalgia, and maybe it's more about women just rejecting these prescribed paths that really did not deliver on their promised outcomes. Like, in a sense, it's kind of rebellious in a weird way.
Call us crazy, but we like babies. We want to have babies. We like cooking. We like running a home. We like supporting our husbands and having good marriages. And yes, we also appreciate cute dresses, the audacity. So call them tradwives, call them stay-at-home moms, call them whatever you want. But just know that no matter how much you try and push the career and the boss babe and the feminist lifestyle onto women, there will always be women who naturally want a more traditional lifestyle, just like the billions of women who came before us.
Maybe more women are realizing that it's more fulfilling to raise their own children and care for their own home rather than cater to a demanding boss or pour all of your best years and energy into building a company that does not care about you at all and will replace you by lunch. What does this shift mean? Is it just a natural pendulum swing from the boss babe era of the 2010s, or is this like a cry for something deeper? My experience represents one path among many, but the statistics suggest I'm not alone in questioning whether liberal feminism delivered on its promises. And I think we're witnessing women reclaim the original promise of feminism, that women have the freedom to choose the life they want to live, rather than be pushed or shamed into a life that they just aren't aligned with. And that goes both ways, because I can acknowledge that there are a lot of women who do find fulfillment and joy in corporate environments or different types of careers. I like working. I didn't like the corporate world. But I see benefits on both sides. Despite my struggles in the corporate world, I'm still incredibly grateful that I had that opportunity and that that's a huge chapter in my life. And I am grateful that if I want to work in a corporate office again, I can. However, I also think we are in need of more praise for the traditional roles. Like, feminism sounds like it would celebrate everything that being feminine encapsulates, but it really doesn't. It actually goes so far as to almost like demonize it. And I think that true freedom would be getting back to this genuine place of choice and questioning this whole like liberal feminism prescribed path. Maybe the issue isn't that women can't succeed in corporate culture, but that we've been told that there's only one definition of success that's worth pursuing. And that's like CEO of a company. Some people thrive in competitive environments. Some people thrive in collaborative environments. Some in creative or nurturing roles. The problem is when cultural messaging suggests that only one path has value. Liberal feminism promised us fulfillment through career success. But I think many of us are discovering that promise was incomplete. So comment down below. Let me know what your experience has been with these cultural expectations, and subscribe for more political and cultural analysis. And I'll see you in another video probably next week. Thanks for watching.